So the question is, and I want your guys' opinions down below, will Coach Prime put his pride aside and go after the better quarterback, or is he going to roll with his son? Let the games begin. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back at it. Although there's been a lot, and I mean a lot of fascinating situations going on with Coach Prime in the past 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I mean this when I say it. I think this is easily the most interesting one. This is huge, and I mean huge, because if Colorado can get the new 5-star quarterback, that will change everything. Not only will it change everything, a main reason I'm labeling this as interesting, and I mean very, very, very interesting is, remember, Coach Prime's current quarterback is his son. So the question is, and I want your guys' opinions down below, will Coach Prime put his pride aside and go after the better quarterback, or is he going to roll with his son? It's a hard decision, it really is, because Deion Sanders is going to have to separate that bond he has with his son, and he's going to have to look at it from a coaching perspective. Or, at least, that's what he's supposed to do. We've seen this story before, and if you're an athlete, I'm sure you dealt with this. If a dad is the head coach of a sporting team, more times than not, their son, he's going to be the quote-unquote star player. He's going to play. And a lot of times, it doesn't matter if that son deserves to play or not, he's going to. We've got a good one to get into tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited to get into this one. As always, if you're new to the channel, and there's a bunch of new people coming to the channel every single day, consider joining. We would love to have you here. All right, Matt, blah, 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 shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, before we get into the Deion, aka prime time stuff, I want to read you off these 2 comments that people left on the last video. Caleb said, I love your video so much. Thank you for everything you do. You're so awesome and I appreciate you. Just want to let you know. And also right under that, I saw him back to back. Timmy said, keep up the good work, Matt. I've been watching since you was covering high school basketball. I just wanted to come on here real quickly before we get into the video and say to both of y'all, Caleb and Timmy, those comments really mean a lot to me. Thank you both for your kind words. It means more than you ever know. And by the way, shout out to everybody that is already subscribed to our channel. We got one of the best communities out there. Moving along here to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you're here. You're not here for that corny stuff. You're here for the Deion stuff. So we all remember what happened with the highly touted, highly prestigious quarterback Jaden Rashada, who was supposed to go to Florida for $13 million on an NIL deal. If you don't know what happened, well, I just explained it in the shortest amount of time as possible. Jaden Rashada, 5-star quarterback recruit coming out of high school, signed a $13 million, yes, you heard me correctly, $13 million to be the new quarterback at Florida. Everything was sunshine and rainbows up until it wasn't. Right when it was time to enroll in classes at Florida, they go up to him and they tell him, whether this was in person or on the phone, hey Jaden, we're glad you're here and whatnot, but unfortunately we're not going through with giving you the $13 million. And just like anybody else in this world, me, you, everybody watching this, if we were promised $13 million at our new job, and the day we're about to start, our boss comes up to us and says, oh yeah, about the $13 million, we're not giving it to you anymore, yeah, we'd freak out too. Yeah, we'd also say, wait a minute, hold on, I don't know if I want to work here. We'd also have some kickback. That's not because we're money-driven people and we're just in it for the money. It's more of a principle. And even if you are just in it for the money, that's completely fine. I get it. I'll be honest and upfront with you guys right now. ESPN calls me up in 45 minutes from when you're watching this video and says, Matt, if you quit making YouTube videos and work for us at ESPN, we'll give you $13 million. I'll never make another YouTube video until the day I die. And the only thing I can say about that to you guys is I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. ESPN wants to give me $13 million. Sayonara, YouTube. I'm working for ESPN. Maybe one day that will happen, but until that day happens, we're pumping out these videos left and right. Getting back on track here, nobody is mad at Jaden Rashada for backing out of his national letter of intent, because we get it. The school promised you money and they broke their promise, so what else are they going to break in the future? Not only is it a money issue where they're not going to pay you the millions of dollars they owe you, but they're also lied to you since day one. I think anybody with a reasonable head on their shoulders would have also left Florida as well. With all that being said, now that I've got you caught up to date, here's the question that remains. Okay, if Jaden Rashada is not going to go to Florida, where's he going to go? Fast forward in time to our current date. Here we are, the new rumors circling and going around, and I've been following this closely, not for the past day or two, but for the past week or two, is that Mr. Jaden Rashada has been visiting Colorado. Let the games begin. Let the games begin if this happens. The controversies that would come. And y'all know what I'm talking about, or actually probably you just think I'm some crazy guy laughing in my dungeon by myself. What I'm laughing at, evil laughing at by the way, is that If Jaden Rashada goes to Colorado, well, what's going to happen to Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders? Because remember, Shedeur Sanders is supposed to be the starting quarterback, no ifs, ands, or buts. But if Colorado gets this other guy, Jaden Rashada, who is very talented, 5-star quarterback recruit, well, yeah, there's definitely going to be a battle. I'm not saying Jaden Rashada is going to win it, but there should at least be a battle, right? Shedeur Sanders hasn't even played at the Power 5 level. Sure, you dominated at Jackson State. I've given him his credit and respect. But there's a difference from playing in the Power 5 and Jackson State, respectfully. Here's what we know at this given point in time. Like always, I'm just going to tell you the brutal and harsh truth. I'm not here to hype up a situation. All we know is that Jaden Rashada, he has apparently visited Colorado. Does that mean he's going to choose Colorado? Does that mean he's 100% confirmed to go there? No, absolutely not. So I don't want to give you false hope. However, here's what I will say, Colorado fans. You got a better chance of getting him now than you did last year. And there is one reason, and one reason only for this. Deion Sanders. That's it. Just like this tweet says, check it out. Number 1, Rashada, a top quarterback, is given attention to a program that finished 1-11. Number 2, hasn't had a winning season since 2016. Number 3, hasn't had back-to-back winning seasons since Joel Klatt was Colorado's starter. And number 4, prime is that dude. Make no mistakes about it. I'm not a rocket scientist, or at least I wouldn't label myself as. Maybe some people think I am. But the only reason Jaden Rashada is considering Colorado, the only reason that Travis Hunter considered Colorado, the only reason that Cormani McClain considered Colorado is because of Deion Sanders. In this life, you'll find out that people try to overcomplicate things so much that when the answer's right in front of their face, they overlook it. Most times people are going to go, nah, man, it can't just be as simple as Deion Sanders, the head coach at Colorado. They got to be offering him $5 or $6 million. Something else has to be going on. Jaden Rashada's got to have connections in Colorado and blah, 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 blah. Guys, I hate to inform you, but the answer's simple. It's Deion Sanders. That's it. I don't know what more you want me to say. It's Deion Sanders. And speaking of Joel Klatt, here's what he had to say, and I find interesting because he had to steal this from me. I'm just playing. He didn't steal it from me, but it's the thing I've been saying the past, 2, 3, 4, 5 months? No. I said this before Travis Hunter even went to Jackson State. Joel Klatt said, quote unquote, now every single recruit in the country, regardless of how high level they are, Colorado is in their top 5. I told you guys this months ago. I got connections. I talked to all these 4- and 5-star recruits. I was talking to a Michigan recruit months ago when it was announced that Deion Sanders was going to Colorado, and he told me, well, now he might just consider switching and going Colorado. Not saying he's going to decommit from Michigan, but now he's considering it. Whereas a year, 2, 3 years ago, if he would have even entertained the thought of going to Colorado, people would have made fun of him. He wouldn't have even entertained it. That's the point. That's where I'm going with this. I'm telling you guys, I talked to all these 4- and 5-star recruits, and every single one of them had told me they at least will consider Colorado now. That doesn't mean Colorado is going to be able to recruit on the level of Alabama or Georgia, but kids are considering them, and that is a step in the right direction. It is almost to the point where it's mind-boggling that Deion Sanders has this big of an influence and effect. 3 months ago, yes, that's right, you heard me correctly, only 3 months ago, if somebody would have told Jaden Rashada, hey man, why don't you at least consider going to Colorado? I think he would have laughed about it for 2 or 3 hours straight. I think he would have sat there and been like, are you serious or are you joking? I can't tell. But now guys like Jaden Rashada and other 4- and 5-star recruits, they're not just considering going to Colorado, they're doing it. When it's all said and done, will Colorado wind up landing this kid? I don't know. I have a hard time believing that Jaden will go there knowing that Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders, is already there and he's a quarterback. And if I was in Jaden's shoes, I would not go there because I just know Deion Sanders, he is going to give his son, Shedeur Sanders, the benefit of the doubt. Even if Jaden Rashada goes out there and balls out in the summer and fall camp, I still think Shedeur Sanders is going to start over him just because Deion Sanders loves his son that much. It's not a bad thing. That's typical father behavior. And I'm not faulting the man for it because you should believe in your son. You should be biased towards your kid. I tell you this much. It'll be interesting if it does happen. Let me know your thoughts down below. But,